Hi, welcome to my January Plan With Me bullet journal video. I'll be showing you how I set up my bullet journal for first month of this new year. I had planned to post this a little earlier in the month, but work and things got in the way, but I still wanted to share my theme nonetheless. So this month, as you can see, I'm filling in the sketch that I made for chess pieces. So this month's theme is chess, which was inspired by the Queen's Gambit. I'm surprised at how much I really liked the show. I knew I'd enjoy it, but I really enjoyed the aesthetic, especially since it's set in the 60s, and all of the costumes and the set design, and just the way that they filmed the whole show. I really enjoyed the character study, Beth, and just how she developed over time. So I wanted to recreate or create a theme inspired by the show. So I just kept it really simple, and I'm outlining my chess pieces in brown. This is a light brown color, and it's a Stabilo fine liner. I'm actually really surprised at how decent my chess pieces turned out, especially the knight, because I just looked at pictures for reference and just kind of drew it from there and try to keep them kind of at somewhat of a scale. I found all the pictures and inspo for this spread on Pinterest, so you can just search for chess pieces and Queen's Gambit. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. I also make travel vlogs, which are kind of on hold because of the pandemic, restaurant videos, recipes, as well as some of my journaling videos. And then for the font, I chose a serif font that I found on DeFonts. I'll also link it in the description box. I wanted to try to find a font that was close to the Queen's Gambit font that they use on the posters and all the promotional materials. I couldn't find the exact one, but this one ended up looking pretty similar, and it was pretty easy to draw out. On the left side, I kept it simple this month. Instead of creating like a mini calendar or something, I decided to just go with the traditional bullet journal monthly log. Didn't really imagine having much to fill out in a calendar or a log, so I'm kind of glad I just kept it simple and easy there. I also had originally planned to use washi tape to create like a checkerboard pattern. I have a washi tape that's like black and white stripes, so I wanted to use 2 strips to create that chessboard pattern, because this is chess. But I actually forgot that I was supposed to do that, but I think it's fine. It just kept the page really simple. The letters are a little larger than I intended, but that's okay. And like with any other monthly log, I just wrote the days of the week going down and then the day of the week. So from January 1st to the 31st, and then I'll go back after recording this video and fill in my important dates. I didn't really have much outside of like Martin Luther King Jr. Day and a Zoom wedding that I ended up attending. So I guess you could call this my monthly spread. Instead of creating a monthly calendar for my personal events, because there's not much happening, I decided to use this as a content planning calendar for my blog. I also have a separate work journal that I'll also be filming soon and posting to show you how I set up a journal for work. So I decided to use this calendar just for blog stuff, content planning, creating deadlines for myself, and I thought it'd be really fun to create a big spread full of squares. I was like, it needs to be a chessboard pattern. So I picked these browns, which is what I used for my setup at the beginning of the year. I kept with the same color theme because there's a lot of browns in the Queen's Gambit, as well as in a lot of her clothes and just like the color grading and stuff that they do in the show. So I decided to just keep with that color scheme. So you can see that I'm filling them in, and I also outlined them beforehand so I knew which box to fill in, because I would totally accidentally fill in the wrong one and then ruin the pattern for myself. And then I just took a pen and I outlined the boxes so they stand out a little more. I also think I probably messed up at some point. My ruler's kind of jagged and uneven on some points, and this also, because I'm using this ink pen, it also smears a little. Probably not the smartest idea, but I really like this pen and the thickness. And then I'm using the same font throughout this. Spread. So I just outlined it with a fine liner, and then I'm going to go back in and fill it in with a Tombow marker. And then I just kept it super simple with the calendar days. I just wrote it in my ballpoint pen. I probably should have used one of my gel pens or colored the days of the week lighter, but that's okay. And then just wrote out all the numbers. And then that last column I set for goals, for things that I want to do for the blog for the month. Just some like overarching things, like I've been wanting to put a new layout up. I've been wanting to migrate a lot of my content from my Tumblr on to my WordPress, which is what I use now and I've been using for the past few years. Larger, long-term things like that that wouldn't necessarily be like an Instagram post or a new blog post. And so now I have my habits spread and my monthly to-do lists. So this spread was inspired from when Beth goes to the US Open and they have that big board to show you. They have like that display board where they show you who's moving what chess piece for the audience. And it had this like fun, kind of like, you know, like those retro vintage diner signs. So I just decided to copy a similar color scheme. So the letters were written in like neon, light pastel pink, and then the actual board, it was kind of like a minty green. Mint green also shows up in some of the other interiors and set designs, like in her home that she has when she gets fostered. There's like wallpaper that's like green, and in other areas. So that was actually a color that was pretty common in the show. So I wanted to make sure I used that, and I had just bought this mint green pen. I drew the circles with my circle ruler, and then I just wrote in the letters. I just kept them really simple. And then now I'm outlining the rest of the diamond shaped board with the mint green color, and then I'm going to fill all of that in. Last year I also had a spread that was like my favorites spread for things that I liked in the month, but I found that I wasn't really filling them out. So I'm not sure if I'm going to include those moving forward. I didn't include it in the setup, but I would like a way to document like some of my favorite TV shows and things that I was really into during certain parts of the year. We'll see. I might just put that into a weekly spread somewhere. Once I was done filling that out, now I am outlining the boxes for my different habits. I fit 6 squares across the spread. I honestly don't know if I really needed 6 squares to track 6 different habits, because some of them were things that I was like, I don't really think I'm going to be doing this every day. So I'll probably decrease the boxes for next month just to make it easier on myself. And then I'm also outlining the 4 boxes that I'm using at the bottom for my to-do lists. So my to-do lists are like things that I need to buy, chores that I need to do, things for my room renovation or room makeover. It's not really renovation, that I still need to purchase almost a year later. And then things that I want to get done for my blog this month. Just like smaller maintenance tasks. I just used that light brown tan color just to fill in the headers. I just kept it simple. I didn't want to use like a million different colors. Then I decided to alternate with the pastel pink and green because I think this is the only page so far that I've really used the pink and green, as you'll see on my weekly spread. So now onto my weekly spread. I'm making an all brown theme here. So I created like different sections for the days of the week. I made them uneven and just different shapes. This was inspired by a weekly spread from Caitlin's Corner. So I put the day of the week in the circle using my circle ruler, and then I'm filling that in with the light brown. I decided to use my micron pen here to outline the boxes, and then I just wrote in like my regular cursive the day of the week. Just kept it really simple. And then I also, because this page was pretty plain, I wanted to include a quote, and I found some chess quotes on Pinterest. I'm going to put in a quick one that you'll see. Then I drew some drop shadows. I don't know why drop shadows is hard to say. With the other 2 brown markers that I've been using in this spread, and I just alternated the colors, just kind of put them wherever I wanted, not really like creating a super obvious pattern. And then I wrote in my quote in those quotation marks. Just outlined the circle for the days of the week and wrote that in as well. And then because the page was plain and I had my washi tapes out that I didn't actually end up using really in any of these spreads, I decided to put it on the corner of the page just to give it a little extra touch. So that's it. This is my January Queen's Gambit inspired monthly spread for January. I did add in some washi tape next to the log because it just felt really plain there and the letters looked gigantic. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you like it. I hope it inspires you to do something in your journal. Please, thanks for watching.